linguine. It's actually one of the first recipes that Jesse and I made together as a couple, and we even had it served at our wedding. We like it so much. And it's not that much effort to make for something that tastes really delicious. Before anything else, though, when getting started, I'm going to start my water boiling this time so that it is ready when I'm ready. So, let's see here. I guess I will mince the garlic first. Can I hand that to you? I'm using 2 cloves of pickled garlic that we pickled ourselves. I suppose I pickled myself.
But normal garlic works too, as does garlic powder.
Going to mince it very fine, since Jessie does not like large chunks of garlic in her food, which is fair.
The flavor is fine. The pieces, not so much.
Mincing this incredibly fine today for you.
Good. Take that out of your way when you're done.
The board?
Yeah.
I can just leave the garlic on the board for now. Put that down. Okay, next thing I'm going to be doing is taking the tails off of my shrimp. Now, I like to actually keep the tails and shells when they're not pre-peeled. That's the word. We actually use occasionally a bag of shrimp tails and shells to make seafood stock. And it is always very, very good.
Remember to show them how to peel shrimp.
Well, these ones are already peeled.
Oh.
So I'm just taking the tails off. Yeah, normally I go with the ones that still have their shells on, but this is all the store. Yeah, this is all the store had, and they were on sale. So, well, it was this or the really fancy shrimp.
We don't need that.
Yeah. The spices are more of the star than the shrimp in this recipe. You do, however, always want to buy pre-deveined shrimp. It is a hassle deveining shrimp yourself.
Doable.
Doable, but
annoying.
Yeah, really annoying. And for this recipe, we will be using a pound of shrimp.
A pound of shrimp, a pound of linguine, some butter, and a bunch of spices. Super simple.
This part does always make my hands very cold.
But at least it's something to do while the water heats up.
It is. And thank you. Wash my hands real quick at this point. Okay. These will go into the freezer a little bit later since the laptop is currently resting on the freezer.
Yeah.
Okay. So, let's see here. The half cup of margarine goes into the skillet. Heat that up in a moment. Okay, Jesse, what are the amounts of different spices?
2 tablespoons of basil.
Okay.
1 teaspoon oregano.
1 teaspoon of oregano. Okay.
2 small cloves of garlic, which you already dealt with.
Yep.
1/8 a teaspoon of nutmeg.
1/8 teaspoon nutmeg. I don't know why I even leave that on there.
We never sprinkle it. Well, I sprinkle it sometimes.
I'm just gonna leave it off this time.
Okay.
Okay.
I sprinkle cinnamon all the time.
Yeah.
That's why that one's on there. But that's nothing. 1/8 a teaspoon of parsley. Usually I do more than that.
I'll do a heaping 1/8 of a
Yes.
teaspoon for you. That there. There we go.
And 1/2 teaspoon of red pepper flakes.
We use Aleppo pepper for this. It is all of the flavor of normal red pepper flakes, but without most of the heat.
The heat that just sticks in the back of your throat and annoys me. They're still spicy, but, not clinging.
Yes. It's
We
a
like
spiciness that goes away after time. Okay. Just move these things for a moment. I'm going to wait for the water to get boiling.
Yes. How long do the noodles take?
Let's see here. 10 to 11 minutes.
Which is about as long as the shrimp takes.
Yep. I don't need to put the noodles over here. The noodles stay with me. Recycle that. Well, it's starting to boil at least. Going to let that get good and boily before we move things over. Put the noodles in. Don't do that. No, specifically, do not do that. That's how the algorithm kicks you off of a stream.
Oh, it was less than 2 seconds, 3 seconds.
It's
fine.
still not worth. It's still not worth it. I'm gonna start melting the butter. I continue waiting for the water to boil. Got it on medium heat for this. I also recommend a wide skillet like this, so that you can actually fit all of the shrimp in one layer.
That's kind of important for properly cooked shrimp.
Yes.
They do kind of shrink as you cook them, so if you need to have a tiny bit of overlap at the start, you'll be fine.
But you definitely want them as much a single layer as possible. This part always takes a little while. Email sound reminds me, I should probably turn my phone volume off. There we go. Not gonna have someone call and interrupt her again. Well, water's getting there. It is best to actually get the water to more of a rolling boil. While we are waiting for that to happen, I'm actually going to add in the garlic.
The garlic.
And the spices. The garlic and the spices can cook for a minute before the shrimp go in.
Oh, okay. I suppose the recipes we've been doing lately, all the spices go in at the end, so...
Yeah, it's been a little while since we've made this one. Break up all the garlic that I just minced. Let that cook for a moment, along with all of the spices. I have found it significantly easier to mix them up if you don't just put them in a pile in the center.
Yeah. Gotta get it nice and evenly distributed through the butter.
Yes. That smells delicious already. Excuse me.
I remembered what I had to do this weekend.
Well, you can talk about it off the stream. So this margarine does act slightly frothy
Well,
compared to the other stuff we usually use.
yeah. Well, it has to be molded more to make it into sticks.
Yeah.
So it kind of makes sense that it would have, different consistency.
Got bubbles rising to the surface on the water. I always like to break the noodles in half. This is the type of recipe that definitely makes leftovers if there's just one or two of you eating.
Yes.
Okay, so now that that's going, and the spices have cooked a little bit, shrimp go in. And then get spread out into a single layer. Give them a little shake so that the spices and oil, margarine rather, can move around. Give the noodles a little stir.
Set a 10-minute timer.
Oh yes. You're so smart. There we go. I am cooking the shrimp on medium-low. Suppose you can't see on the screen, but from where I am, you can see that the shrimp are starting to turn pink as they cook, which is what you were after. Move those away from the center. It's best not to overcook shrimp.
Mm-hmm.
It can get very, very tough
Rather quickly.
rather quickly. That being said, you also definitely don't want to undercook them. At some point in the near future, I'll be making a video for how to make poke, but
shrimp is not pokeable.
yeah, shrimp. Well, it is. You can do something like a ceviche, which is basically cooking something in acid instead of heat. But you definitely don't want them raw. Unless you're very, very sure of where your shrimp came from. I am going to go ahead and start flipping all of these shrimp over at this point.
Which is honestly a process most easily done with a fork.
Yup. These are smelling good. I am looking forward to dinner tonight. A little bit higher than it should be. See how these are looking. They're getting there. Once the shrimp are cooked, which will take less time than the noodles, I'm going to turn the heat down to low. To as low as the heat goes, just so the margarine doesn't start to re-solidify or anything.
So they stop cooking.
So they stop cooking. In fact, it is probably worth doing that now.
You should hold the shrimp up to the thing so they can see what a cooked shrimp looks like.
Cooked shrimp, there we go, is
Pink.
nice and orangey pink.
Not gray at all.
Not gray at all. That is excellent.
6 more minutes for noodles.
Yup. Suppose I'm going to be smart.
Get out the colander.
Get out the colander now. So now it's just a matter of waiting a few minutes.
That is one of the nice things about shrimp. It does not take very long to cook at all.
Yeah, shrimp take very little time. Hot,
Crunchy noodle.
hot, crunchy noodles. Just the way I like them. I missed these shells. If you accidentally leave a tail piece in your shrimp, after those cook, they turn more of a bright red color generally.
So they're easier to see.
Yes, and very easy to see. Not the type of thing that hides well. Just gotta make sure that that's the only one that I missed. I believe it is. Yep, not seeing any others.
Need to come up with like trivia or something to do during the times when
Right.
I literally just stand here and wait for things to cook.
Yeah. Fun facts about shrimp.
Oh, hey, I know a fun fact about shrimp.
Yes?
If you have a fish tank, like the ones behind me, a saltwater fish tank, and you have a cleaner shrimp, if you just dangle your fingers in the water at the top of the tank, the cleaner shrimp will come and clean your fingers.
Cleaner shrimp are one of very few aquatic pets that you can actually reach out and pet. They are adorable.
They're, of course, not these type of shrimp.
Yes,
because
not these
we
type of
don't
shrimp.
eat cleaner shrimp because they're not that tasty.
Yeah, I could see a cleaner shrimp not tasting very good.
What kind of shrimp do you have in the top tank? The little see-through ones?
A mono shrimp, I think? Something like that? Yeah. Then I've got the mantis shrimp at all, which is not actually a shrimp at all. It just looks like one. Oh, I should have saved him a piece.
Oh, yeah.
Oh well.
We usually try to save him a piece of our shrimp and our fish because he eats, that. And it's fun to just stick it on a little skewer and put it down in his tank, and he comes out of his little hole and goes, "Ow!"
Adorable little murder shrimp.
Yep. That's okay. He did just molt the other day, so he probably wouldn't actually come out for it. 'Cause
Yeah.
He's still a little soft.
Yeah.
Done-ish?
Done-ish. Here, I will let you try.
Firm, but I can handle it.
I can also let them have the last 40 seconds.
Okay.
Yeah. Going to turn the heat off on the shrimp thing now. In a moment, I am going to dump these into a colander and then dump the drained noodles back into the pot that we used to cook them. Ooh. That is toasty on that side. Only held on the one side.
Well, the heat from the other thing got
Oh,
on the
right.
other side.
That was a thing.
Shake it real good.
Shake, yes, shake the noodles out real good. Okay. Yeah, good enough. Okay, so got the noodles all drained, and actually, so just the entire contents of the skillet go into the bowl. If you are not using Aleppo pepper, if you're using red pepper flakes, you might not want to put the entire contents of the bowl in. It can be rather spicy. But with the Aleppo pepper, it is perfectly fine just to dump it all in. Then you want to mix it up very thoroughly. I would like a bowl for mine.
Okay.
Did you want a plate for yours?
I want a plate for mine.
Okay. You dish up yours first.
And of course, you gotta do it in a way where you actually get
Actually,
shrimp.
grab some shrimp.
There you go.
Very easy just to grab a thing only of noodles. Which is also tasty in its own way, but this is shrimp with linguine. I will show off what it looks like completed. Very delicious. We appreciate anyone that joined us for this, and we'll see you next time.